It's Friday again on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK Interbuilding.
Good morning, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Very rainy, very rainy.
Yes, one of those rainy Fridays.
Yes, so, you know, I just discovered that we have a lot of resources in this country that we do not utilize and we don't use. You know, because we have a lot of trees in the house, and one of the boys said, I'd let him cut it, and then he cut it. And then he looks at the palm kernel tree. He says, oh, we can get palm oil. And we have two big, huge palm kernel. He says, we can get palm oil. That, do any of the girls know how to get the palm oil? And some of them say, yeah, I know how to get the palm oil. Wow. You know, they know. The other one knows how to make broom. You know, the brooms that we use from the... Yes. So, I mean, inside that house alone, the resources are there.
Oh, yeah, now let them start.
Well, we don't know how to use it.
No, they know now.
City people as they call us.
We know how to use it.
We know how to use it. We don't have.
No, we don't have.
You, the two of you.
Yes, now. We're village girls now. No, which city?
I am a party city person.
Let me come to you, Bisnima. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Madam America.
She's clueless, man.
I don't know. Now you know. Miss Nima, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I want to appeal to the Commissioner for Transportation in Lagos State again on the
appeal.
Papa Expressway and the ramps and exits into the middle lane from the service lane. Also, kindly, let me quickly appeal again to the governor to please put security on the service lane because, of course, tankers are making car owners stay there for so long. Last week, it was reported that somebody was shot after the barracks, the Ojo Cantonment barracks, because he was stuck in traffic and the boys from the barracks tried to rob him. And before we say Jack, they shot the guy point blank. So if we must be stuck in that traffic, since we don't have an exit into our communities on the other side, can there be police patrolling in between the trucks? It's not good at all. I've risked it twice this week, and it just doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be consistent.
Absolutely.
Please, sir.
How are you doing, BC?
I'm doing great. I'm still getting ready for brunch with BC. Thank you so much. Just decided to Africanize it this morning.
Nice.
I'm sure because you know I was on the show.
No. You know I'm an Ankara person too now. You know, everybody knows that. So I'm getting ready for brunch with BC. It's going to be for the 16th of July. We're putting finishing touches to the physical event, and registration is still ongoing. I've uploaded Mama Ijiro season episode 7 today. If you have not watched, you're dull, you know, you have BC. Go and watch. And this weekend I'll be on set shooting Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Wow, fantastic. I think school runs this morning for the first time. I mean, usually I pick the kids in school. I never drop them off in the mornings. I pick them up, I drop, and it's just, I must applaud my children's school. Role model, they found a seamless way where the parents drop it. We don't obstruct traffic. When I'm coming back to Caleb on CMD Road, they need to find a way because it gets really congested because parents have to park, drop the kids, and then reverse into the road, obstructing people like us. So they really need to find a seamless way to get parents to drive into the school, drop the kids off, and drive out. Make it seamless. Well, here it just causes
Is there
traffic.
space within the school?
They need to find that space. I mean, that's the best way to do it. You know, you can't just skip this.
But
anyway.
Isn't that this school here?
Yeah,
because they have a street where parents turn into, but I think some are just stubborn.
But just need to find it. It just causes serious traffic on that CM Road. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're going to start with the nation. Soldiers, 10 policemen, others killed in Ogun attacks. Buhari cautions diaspora Nigerians against inciting people at home. VP slot, Northwest APC governors, ministers to meet Tinubu. Investors gained 4.75 trillion naira in 6 months. Article, we are addressing PDP members' concerns. UK court denies Ekweremadu wife bail. OPEC okays production quota of 1.826 barrels per day for Nigeria. Okay, let's start with Story.
President is in Portugal and he met with Nigerians in diaspora in that country. He used the same opportunity to quickly address the use of social media by Nigerians in diaspora, saying that they should please remember that it's a double-edged sword, and be careful. Yes, it has a lot of benefits, and it has given the people in diaspora a platform to share their thoughts about what is happening at home. But let them try and be very responsible about what they share, and be careful that this might incite home. They don't want to set home on fire. And he also acknowledged that, you know, Nigerians in diaspora are doing amazingly in agriculture, health, education, ICT, and that they should bring those, you know, back home, their experiences back home, and assured that, you know, INEC will do whatever is possible to give us deliver a peaceful, transparent, free and fair, credible elections this year. And also on the picture, he shared the picture with someone in diaspora with her children. Very nice one. The CEO of Nigerian Diaspora Commission was there. Diaspora Commission.
So,
okay.
I wanted to take the headline. The
soldiers,
the attack, yeah. In Niger State, the terrorists, they actually first went to a village, and then, you know, they shot. They were going to attack the mine. They shot villagers, and then they went into the village, into the mine where they had armed policemen. They killed the policemen, abducted the Chinese expatriates, and took them away. On their way coming out, they met, they had alerted the soldiers that terrorists have attacked. So those ones coming to save them now entered gun battle with the bandits, and they killed 30.
Oh my God.
30 soldiers.
Oh. Of our Nigerian soldiers. Quite.
Can you imagine?
Oh my Lord.
They killed them. You know, someone who...
Okay, I was going to take that story. Yes, it was. I'm not ready, but it's really sad to know that our soldiers.
I can't remember his name. The soldier, I think, Mr. Umar. I can't remember if it was. Anyway, one of the police soldier spokesmen said people should stop sharing the pictures of the dead soldiers on social media. It's not fair to the families. Family members. Yeah, and we should just have, you know, some pity.
Yeah, so
very sad.
The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, are directing their affiliate body to mobilize for a one-day strike next week over the lingering ASUU issue. You know, ASUU has been on strike now for a couple of months, and now the directive came after the Vice-Chancellor of the universities pleaded with the President to try as much as possible to urgently end the strike by personally negotiating with the 4 unions. And the unions are, we have ASUU, we have the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, NASU, and National Association of Academic Technologists, NAT. And, you know, we are aware that the strike started February 14th and is still ongoing. And now some of the issues that they have been requesting for is about the payment systems. They're asking that they no longer want to be using the IPPIS that is not served them yet, and so they want UTAS. Also, SANU and NASU are demanding their own payment platform called the University's Peculiar Personnel Payroll System, as against using the IPPIS. And so this is more like a sympathy strike in support of what ASUU is going through. I don't know if this is the way to go. I don't know if NLC should be you know, planning on embarking on their own strike in supporting another strike.
Okay, so Senator Ekweremadu appeared in court yesterday at the Oxbridge Magistrates Court in the UK, where he had to confirm his full name and date of birth. And he tried to apply for bail. Unfortunately, his bail was denied because the judge felt that because he's a powerful man, he's a flight risk, he can actually flee. And then the prosecutor is insisting that the bill could not also be applied because he was insisting that the organ donor is a 15-year-old. So that's the prosecutor's insistence that he's a 15-year-old underage. So, but his kinsmen are all trying to get into the UK to ensure that they give him support, the legal support he needs, and to make sure he gets all the required legal attention that is required for him to make a case on himself. Okay, let's move on to the Punch. Atiku battles to avert PDP's collapse. Wike's loyalists threaten defection. Picture story here. Kaduna Catholic priest protests as slain colleague is buried. Bandits kill soldiers, policemen, others. Kidnap 4 expatriates. Northwest APC in crucial meeting over VP slot. Gunmen kill 2 Enugu policemen. Rivers CP hunts cops killers. Nigerian government shield headsmen blames ISWAP for our attack, says reports. Marketers deny federal government 74 billion naira payment, one of massive fuel queues. INEC vows to pressure extends voter registration indefinitely. And $1 billion natural gas sold to Portugal this year, says NNPC. Okay, which story are we taking in Punch?
Let me take the marketers quickly because we just the so far one. Another one seems looming. So the petroleum marketers are denying that they received the 74 billion naira payment that the federal government said was paid. So on the federal government through the agency, that's the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, said that they paid 74 billion naira bridging claims to oil marketers, and that report was on June 6th. And they said they had already also paid another 2 billion freight differentials to marketers as at that time. But in an interview yesterday, the secretary, Abuja Suleja Ipman, that's the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, Muhammadu Shuaibu, said they did not receive any such amount of money, and that the federal government is owing them 12 months bridge claims that, so far has been owed in the downstream sector, and that if they don't pay that money, they will start another strike. And we can't just push our people into another set of hardship. Whatever these claims are, I hope that the Minister for Petroleum is sitting on a very serious conversation with them right now to avert what we are experiencing presently.
They also asked him to bring the evidence of payment. He should say he should tender the receipts of payment to be sure that.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
With us, we're still reviewing Punch. You're going to take a story?
Yes, so 2 policemen yesterday were shot dead by gunmen who attacked a police checkpoint at MTD Junction, Gariki, Akuke in Enugu South local government area of Enugu State. It said the shooting prompted the residents to run helter-skelter, and they said some other policemen were also killed as a result of the shooting. The reports mentioned that the attack was around 9:10 a.m. at this particular checkpoint, and 2 policemen were quickly shot dead. But however, the police has redeployed policemen to go after the bandits to get them. In another development in Rivers State, it was said that the Rivers State police had ordered a mass deployment of operatives to an area called Uyigbo local government to fish out criminals who ambushed and killed a police officer. So that story happened, and it happened on the 28th of June, where this man was coming back from work, and then he was ambushed and killed. So the Commissioner of Police has said that they are going to send out a lot of men to go and look for these people who are carrying out all of this.
So the crisis in PDP has worsened, with Governor Wike's followers threatening to leave wherever he goes. Obviously, if you recall, I took the story where Governor Tom of Benue was saying that Atiku should have actually gone directly to Governor Wike to discuss with him and share with him the reasons why Okowa was picked for as his running mate. However, right now, Atiku Abubakar took to his Twitter page to reassure those in PDP that appropriate actions have been taken and are being taken and will continue to happen to reconcile aggrieved members of the party, that he has total, complete respect and regard and love for the members of all the lawmakers under PDP that were produced by the PDP, and that he's a listener, and he will also speak and ensure that everybody is reconciled. So, but the tension is ongoing because people are still saying that there's a possibility that the River State governor might be moving to a different party, especially because there was a meeting he had with Peter Obi, which was also attended by former Governor Bekitize Ayofayoshi. And recently, Ayofayoshi was saying that presidency must go to the south. So we don't even know what's going on. We're waiting for to know, is it declared for APC, is it declared for LP, is it declared for...
And he has been PDP since 98. He's one of the few members who has not ever left.
Camp, yeah.
Wavered.
That's Wiki, right? And even Fayoshi. So we'll see how it goes. We'll wait.
He feels betrayed. I know.
Yeah, but this is politics. They're not permanent friends or permanent enemies. So we know at some point they'll resolve their issues. Any other story in Punch?
Yeah, Nigeria has failed to meet its 70% target for COVID. Sorry, it's the COVID story.
Vaccination, are we?
According to in Punch.
Yeah.
That we are only 20.5%, and
20%. That's a lot.
20%, or we are supposed
Over
to be 70%.
I know, but I'm saying, but Nigerians they didn't really care about COVID.
20% have been fully vaccinated, and then 10.7% have been partially vaccinated.
So we've tried now, we?
No, we're not
only
tried.
two
It's bad,
African
but
countries, Mauritius and Seychelles, have done it. And then Rwanda
How many are their
Yeah,
population?
but we don't have
Rwanda is
COVID anymore now. COVID has
How
gone.
many are their population?
Botswana, 64%.
how many are they? That's true.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to Daily Sun. Bloodbath in Niger, Enugu play 2 others. INEC issues final warning to parties on deadline particulars for candidates. ASUU strike NLC mobilizes for nationwide protest. Proscription, IPOP seeks order of court to amend grounds of appeal. Sultan urges Muslims to intensify prayers against insecurity. FG concessions on Nature River port for 4 billion naira. Nigeria facing worst moment, says Autumn. And CBN seeks direct subsidies grants to real sector from EU. Okay, which story?
The Benue State Governor, Samuel Autumn, is warning that bandits may take over ASUU Villa, which is the nation's seat of power, if the federal government does not take urgent steps to stop their criminal activities. So he was saying that it's going to happen likely like what happened in Afghanistan, where the bandits had the audacity to take over power, because from his calculations, the way they are kidnapping and killing people around the federal capital territory is becoming very worrisome. And if they can do that with such boldness, they may also consider taking over the seat of power. So the federal government needs to do more in terms of curbing insecurity. So he also went ahead to talk about how APC has failed and how people should come out and support PDP. Those kind of stories.
Well, INEC has issued final warning to parties, political parties, on their deadline. It's now July 15th, and that by 6 p.m. July 15th, they'll shut down the system for those parties trying to upload some of their documents. INEC is saying this is where you should upload your list and your personal particulars of all your nominated candidates that you are fielding for the elections. And they're also asking the parties to make sure that they do proper scrutiny of the candidates that they are fielding. Any candidate any party whose primary was successfully done, the candidates will be accepted and put forward as their candidate for the elections. Okay,
moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. Parties must submit governorship assembly candidates list by July 15th. Osun Guba, Adeleke, Babayemi, Adamant. 3 policemen feared killed as gunmen attack Enugu checkpoint. Train attack, families of abducted passengers plan street protests. Petrol scarcity caused by government's misplaced priorities, says Nupeng. VP nomination, we are resolving our differences, says Atiku. African creatives to get up to $2,000 through the Tony Elumelu Storytellers Fund. And running mate APC Northwest to meet Tinubu. Which story are we taking?
We'll start with the good news. So Africa No Filter, which is a donor collaborative working to transform stereotypical narratives of Africa, has launched the Tony Elumelu Storytellers Fund. It was named after the business leader and philanthropist Tony Elumelu. And the fund will award grants to emerging artists and storytellers whose works shine a light on entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in Africa. Now, this is a $30,000 fund, and is sponsored by Hares Insurance and Hares Life Assurance, the insurance subsidiaries of the Pan-African Investment Group Hares Holding. And so they are calling on a lot of African storytellers who have a portfolio of African stories, talking about entrepreneurship, how business is done here, to submit their entries, and they'll be, the winners will be getting this $30,000 US. It's just to support what they have been doing over the years. So they've been able to empower over 15,000 young entrepreneurs in Africa. This is a good one. So people should look out for the details and
support.
Yes.
So, yeah, go ahead, Raki.
The families of the abducted train passengers said that they're going to take to the streets to protest in Kaduna and Abuja on Tuesday, which will be 100 days since the abduction. And they're thanking the government for getting the 11 passengers that were released, but that one of them was just shot. They don't know if he's going to die because he's not getting antibiotics, he's not getting treatment. They're also thanking the press for still keeping it in the minds of the people, and but they're begging the government to please help them get their loved ones back.
Okay, so APC in the Northwest are opened the conversation again with discussions with the flag bearer of APC, that's Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, to ensure that the vice presidential candidate comes from the Northwest. According to them, excuse me, according to them, they have, from the last elections, they had about 39% of the votes came from Northwest in the 2019 and 2015 presidential elections, and that's a huge number. They're saying because of that, the electoral capacity, that he should ensure that the vice presidential slot comes from their region. You think about it, it's all about elections, really. It's not really about, it's all about
the people.
Who has the ability. We are the ones that can drop the numbers. So pick from our area because we will deliver the votes.
We will deliver.
The whole election is not about
the people
who is competent. It's about
who can win,
who can bring it home,
who can win.
And who it doesn't taste nice in my
okay.
Politics is too soft.
Any other story? There was one that was interesting. Who has the INEC? Who took INEC story?
Took INEC earlier.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, we've taken the nation.
Vanguard. Moving to the Vanguard.
Okay, Vanguard. Subsidy experts rage as deficit hits 580 billion naira in February. Terrorists kill 20 military personnel, 7 mobile policemen and others in Niger. Congestion quicken signing of death warrants. Prison service charges governors. Please, we need to add our voice to that. 2023 LP NNPP merger talk still ongoing, says coalition. Okorocha Uzodima's fight tears APC and National Working Committee apart. Running mate Northwest APC governors, ministers, others to engage Tinubu. VP slot article moves to douse the tension, vows to unite PDP. Let's find a story. Not taking Oshun governorship poll. Oyetola, Adeleke, Ogumbi, others trade words on the BBC debate. Again, UK court remands Ekweremadu in police custody and asked to take personal charge of negotiations. Rusty Visis tells Buhari. Okay, which?
So quickly, the congestion. The Nigerian Prison Service had their second Controller General's Correction Conference in Sokoto, and they ended on Tuesday in Sokoto. And part of that, some of their resolutions or recommendations to the government is that governors should quickly start efforts to sign in death warrants for condemned inmates to decongest, of course, the prisons. And also they added that they should also push for harmonization of staff remuneration, that's their own staff, to be at par with that of the Nigerian police. And I think that is motivation for them. And, they said implement 30% of gender sensitivity ratio for females in terms of appointments in state commands. So they want more female in there. And they had several other recommendations like that, which is in the paper. I hope that these recommendations, especially that of decongesting by signing death warrants, will be added to.
Okay. We also hope so, because the truth is that there are many people that are in jail that deserve to actually...
Once you've exhausted your appeal, I don't think the governors should be...
Okay, that's all we can take.
It's not easy to censor.
And all the governors are giving their lives to Christ, so nobody wants to be responsible for anybody's death.
Yeah.
To sentence
Let's go on a break. So they raped a 3-year-old child.
I don't understand.
Period. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Celebrity Fridays, and we'd like to talk about celebrity happenings. And the hottest news in the celebrity world is obviously the recent post by DJ Skills, right? JJ Skills, that's Funke Akindele's husband, saying that both of them have gone their separate ways. Get his name right. So both of them have gone their separate ways. And the conversation, obviously, yesterday, the whole of Nigeria became marriage counselors, commentators, and criticizing, celebrating, and different things. Well, I said, as we often say, nothing has been said until your view says something. So this morning we're discussing this matter. And there are a few things that come up to us. But before I start discussing the matter, it's important to start. We don't know the full story. And we cannot judge from outside, inside. So we're not here to act as though we know what happened or what caused the breakdown. Somebody can say something else, and that person we've not heard from the other side. So we don't have the full story. Nobody has a right to comment on somebody else's marriage. That's a fact. However, everything we discuss here is speculative, based on, hypothetically speaking, what could have happened, and our lessons that we hope to learn from it. So that's what Your View does. We look at an issue and say, okay, what are the lessons we can learn from it? Because, hey, life is about lessons. So 5 things I'd like us to touch on, ladies, is the conversation. As I said, we don't know what happened, but these are things that we're thinking possibly. Number 1, putting relationships out on social media is a factor we'd like us to discuss, because people think that, oh, if this man says 2 years, we've been having issues, but if we look at it in 2 years, everything looks nice, rosy, picture perfect, and we're thinking, okay, 2 years, really? So we have to look at how do we celebrate our families on social media. Another factor is moving in with a prosperous wife. That's another factor people have talked about. Okay, could it be because she's such a wealthy, successful person and he's moving in with her? Could that be a problem? Another issue is raising confident men that in spite of any situation, they're able to overcome. Another factor I thought about was families not agreeing into a marriage. You know how you go and families are saying, I don't agree with this woman, or I don't want you to marry that man, or that kind of stuff. Could you still go in even if you have families that are having issues? And finally, the reality that many marriages today might just break because women are getting more and more successful. They're finding themselves. This is somebody that's about to possibly become the deputy governor of Lagos State. I mean, so this is a potential leader. So as women get more successful and higher in life, is it a strong reality that they might have to end their marriages because a lot of men just don't understand a successful woman? So those are the conversations I'd like us to have this morning. You can join the conversation. Call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Which one would you like to start with? Should we start with the relationship with social media? Which one jumps at you? You see? Which one jumps at you?
I think I'll go with the social media.
Okay.
I don't agree with putting your relationship out on social media. I think if you put your relationship out, then everybody has the right to join you in your. You have now made your relationship public, so everybody feels they can comment, they can advise. Then when they now go above board, you now start to say, no, it's not your business, but you put it out there. So I think if he had wanted to say they've separated, he could have just one-line statement saying, we're no more together, period. But I also think it was a kind of appeal that he doesn't want to leave the marriage. And maybe she is tired, and it was his way of saying, please,
help me.
Help me.
Everybody kept saying that. I didn't read that in that. So everybody kept reading, saying they read that. I didn't read that in that message. No. People said it came across like an appeal. Many people said that. I didn't see that. I just thought the guy that was.
Sometimes we seek for help without even knowing we're seeking for help. Because I do not understand why you would want to break up and then make an announcement. You don't owe. No,
there were speculations. People were talking.
He not be my consign. It's your talk. It's my home. So I don't know why I would go on social media to announce that, okay, we are no longer together. I don't understand the reason behind that announcement. We've had celebrities in Nigeria who have broken up until today. They did not say a word. They packed their bags, and they left. People were just guessing that we don't see these people together. We don't see these people together. And today, nobody's talking about it. So when you come out on social media, I agree with YK. It could be that it's just a way of putting it out there so that maybe when people now talk, they will talk sense into our head, and we can now begin a reconciliation. Because there's something I was studying recently about body languages and how we communicate without meaning to communicate. So you're doing something, and you're not saying what you really want to say, but your body language, your actions
Screaming it.
are screaming that I need help. It could just be, that's on one side. On the other side, a lot of people are scared of marriage. That's the reality. People are like, when you see these two people, it seems like all this bliss we hear is a lie. Are you telling me that there's no blissful marriage? Are you telling me that there's no a marriage that can withstand the tough times? Are you telling me that this marriage is a sham, is scam? Or should we just focus on, I meet you, I hook up, I move on?
Be a partner like YK.
Yeah, have kids and move on. Is it that this thing is no longer, we're not no longer able to work on this sort of institution? Our parents were able to hold it down. No matter what they face, they had that single intention that we are going to walk through this. But right now, everybody is acting, it's all about me. It has to please me, my happiness. Everybody's focusing on self. And when you focus on self too much, you're not able to accommodate another self when those hard times come. So people are asking a lot of questions. And it's scary for not only people who are in the marriage, but people who are looking to marry someday. What point do I get to that I can no longer stand you?
What's my deal breaker?
Yes, what's my deal breaker?
Let me come to you, Nima, because YK talked about this issue of social media. And I have an objection, because I don't see anything wrong in putting your... If you choose as an adult, say, you know what, I'm celebrating my family, I tell you, I put it on social media. If you can do that, you must have enough confidence to be able to build a wall from absorbing the comments or the clap back you get. So if I am confident enough to put something on social media, and I don't care what you say about it, I put it out there. And if you have a comment, I don't care about your comment, I don't see your comment. So should we build restraint? Because whether we like it or not, the whole world is going to social media. Yeah. Every single thing is out there. So at some point, your entire life is a reality show. Hey. So you must now begin to have enough restraint or resistance in listening to what others say about your marriage, whether they like it or not. What do you mean? Nima?
I would say, long-time fan of both parties in this marriage, and I'm a very, very committed fan of Funke Akindele. So for me, it breaks my heart knowing how bloggers had insinuated that this breakup was going to happen. This is where JJC skills offended the ancestors in this matter. Because if he didn't put it out there, it will remain a gossip. Yeah. And you can then still deal. If indeed he was crying out for help, so I don't know who his advisors were, you can then still deal. Because if you give something time, eventually you forget how painful it was. It's easier to forgive with time. I believe that these issues that they are dealing with, if they look at it in the next 5 years, they won't understand it. The reason why I'm saying it is because just last weekend, myself and my husband had a conversation about where we've been and where we are now. And it was like, we've seen the worst of these issues in our marriage. There was a time. Time was when, as I remember, because I would just say, I need a divorce. I can't be here. You know? But now, we're like, beds and whatever, 5 and 6, and everybody thinks that's how we were in the beginning. I wasn't even in love. We were growing and growing, and there are a lot of things I just thought, I cannot stand. But now this person is like oxygen. I cannot do without. So I believe that every marriage has a season. And I believe this is their season. It's just so sad that you're quickly letting it go. You know, people don't want to wait the wait. People don't want to put in the work. And because the bloggers, yes, these are celebrity couples, it's difficult for them not to have a photo shoot. The people that even collect husbands said they did photo shoot. You know, photo shoot and all of those things, go on red carpet together. Maturity is that try, even if you must not be in marriage. But
Nima, let me pause you for a second. Is it fair? Is it fair on a man or a woman's conscience where you know, okay, maybe you've fallen out of love for your husband or for your wife, or maybe you've moved on, you know? Is it fair to continue to, you know, be like the Joneses and just pretend when you go? Because remember what happened at AMVCA? They had to come together and just take a picture, photo, picture perfect. Yeah. He's tired of that. He's tired of that fake life. He wants to, you know what, let me go. I'm done.
A conversation. Now, the wife when you toast, you not put time for social media when you toast time. Give it time. That conversation, if it takes you this long, and you have children involved, if it takes you this long, and I mean this long, yes, wait that conversation. People don't understand what love is again. Love, is not, I love you,
I love you,
we are doing wedding. Love forgives. Even You know, some people...
Love is respect.
Respect. I saw someone once, I told you about somebody once who was trying to date me. And when the wife passed, and the person was talking about the memory of that woman, I was like, this man must have been confused. And it was at that point, you know, regret. I know men who are divorcing their wives, and they cannot even call the woman an evil name. They can only keep good signs, especially when children are involved. If he didn't say, on our insistence, I had to leave the house. I left the house. That means you're a man. You gave it space, but you are looking to make things work. Not that you're ending it on social media and trying to demonize that, you know, so one person is unforgiving, trying to... You don't...
I don't think he demonized
No, that's where I read that message. Okay. But you pushed it on her, saying, yes, we are no longer together. On her insistence, I left the house. She's not willing to meet.
Maybe she needed breathing space too.
We don't know what her pain is. Okay. And we cannot come and belittle her pain.
Okay, let us go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue to dig further. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
With us, we're still discussing this news about Funke Akindele and her husband, and it's important for me to remind our viewers that we don't have the full story, and anything we say here is just speculative. We're not here, we're not in their family, we don't know the crux of the matter, we don't know all the full issues. We're only speaking outside in based on what we have available to us. So we're not here trying to judge, we only see what lessons we can elicit from this situation, from our understanding. And the other issue that I'd like us to also touch, because we talked about the social media lifestyle, the fact that we saw a picture-perfect marriage, at least in the last 2 years, and it came out. And can we accept this social media life? That listen, it breaks up fine. I mean, if it's broken, it's broken. Or should we say, take your family away from social media? Can you blame social media for marriage breakups? That's one. Then secondly, I want us to touch on the moving in with a prosperous wife. You know, there's a lot of factors here. The man's confidence, the woman's personality, her character, the family structure, the man's ego. So these are things that the average Nigerian woman have to deal with today. That's the absolute truth. What are your thoughts on this?
So I wouldn't blame social media for anything. Like we've been having marriages crumble even before social media came. So social media just makes us see everything happening at a go, so to speak. So it's a global village. So I can click China now and Google and see what's happening there. Click Japan and see what's happening. Click US and see what's happening. That's what social media brings. But
so marriage will stand, it will stand.
Yes, a marriage that will stand irrespective of social media. We had marriages that were breaking. As I was growing up, there were a lot of marriages around me that were crumbling left, right, center. But it wasn't news because those people were not popular. They were not celebrities, and there was no social media to spread it. But if a marriage is not founded on the right foundations, it will crumble with or without social media. Social media will just bring the news to us, and we'll not have something to discuss on the show like today, that is Friday. But a lot of people also said that when a woman is very successful, the woman will no longer be able to submit to the husband.
Let me pause you. This is an important angle. I don't want to lose this call. Okay. Ade, are you there, Ade? Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes. My advice for those who are about to get married is that try and have a discussion with your spouse about social media, that as you are going to a marriage or before you even take the decision of getting married, discuss together about social media, about posting something on social media. Not everybody likes it, but so many people like their privacy. That's what I see in that matter. And secondly, my advice to men in particular, is that don't marry a lady that is richer than you. You are going to be driver there. Marry a lady you will take care. Your duty is to take care of the lady. Not that for you to be spending the lady's money. You see a lady is very wealthy. You went and married that lady. You are going to be driver. So it's no point. That's the honest truth. Unless people are deceiving themselves. I won't allow my son or my daughter. You have to marry somebody you start together and work together from the beginning. don't go for ready-made. It's like a poor man marrying for a royal family. All you do is driving. So that is it. God will help
Thank you,
us.
Ade. So that's the angle we're taking into marrying a successful wife.
Yes. So, and they attribute the failures of the marriage because the woman is successful. So a woman is allowed to be successful as long as she's not more successful than the man. So in your crave for success, be praying that the man's success is higher than your own. When your own becomes higher, it now becomes a problem. And society sees that, this woman can no longer submit, this woman does not. But I beg to differ, because I have seen a lot of very successful women who are able to keep the home and be submissive to their husbands. What I would, everything is speculative, but what I can say from my interactions from afar and what I've observed is the fact that somebody like a Funke is an alpha female. She's an authority. She's a strong, very strong personality. And if you do not understand how to handle people who are that strong, it wasn't the success that made her that strong. It's her personality. But then the success comes along the way, and that personality is a leader. Her drive, her passion for her success, she's able to take decisions with or without you. Those sort of people can take decisions with or without. They don't need to even ask the husband, how do we share this money, or how do we do this? They are movers. They are moving. So it takes a spouse who understands how this woman operates, and a spouse who is not like the woman. An alpha female cannot be with an alpha male. Two of them will clash. So personality is also something we should be looking at while we are, because when you're not successful, you can pretend not to feel offended when some decisions, you have to take permission for some things, because you don't have the capacity to stand on your own. When you have the capacity, you have the financial independence to stand on your own, that is when your true nature now shows, because you are not supposed to be taking permission from anybody.
Okay, so, we need to
also
see a lot of these
observe
examples,
that.
Because, this is, this is the crux of some of this conversation. As I said, we don't know if this will happen between their marriage. But we've seen Prince Philip, the president of the Queen Elizabeth's husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. He had no job. He's married. He was married to the Queen. And did he make him less? Yes, there was some point, because when I watched the history, there was some point he felt like he wasn't enough. Like he felt like, am I worthy of this position? But he quickly accepted the fact that, listen, that is my role. My job is the Queen's husband. He didn't have to work a day in his life. So the point is, if you have a successful woman, why is it difficult for a Nigerian man to accept, okay, she's a high flyer. This is my own small I'm doing, and I remain confident in this small thing I'm doing. Why is it difficult for an African man to accept that role?
Well, I don't think it's difficult for an African man per se. It's difficult for men, because men from day one have been taught that you are the provider, you are the woman, you are the head, the woman is the neck, or whatever. So from day one. So I think with marriages, even if you have a successful woman, yourself, be your own success. The mistake a lot of couples make is when you now join your business together as one.
It's not a mistake, Waike. Don't say that. There's some people that join together and it's still successful.
But I agree. Yeah. I agree. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of them, okay, in this case, JJC, was that his name? JJ Skills.
JJ Skills, yeah.
JJC Skills. He was actually a successful hip-hop artist. He had that hit tune now. Yes. So I knew him before he met Funke Akindele. I knew Funke Akindele separately, so in their right, they were both successful.
Yeah.
Now, they now come together. I don't know who was more successful.
Okay, we know now. Let me take this call from... Let me take this call from Bonnie. Let me pause it for a second. Okay, we don't know. That's true.
We don't know, yeah.
Okay, let me take this call from Uche. Uche, are you there? Oh, I thought I lost that call. Let me let you finish.
They now come together. And then maybe one brings more money. And one spends more. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that is where the conflict will first start.
Issues, yes.
Yeah, but one is supposed to bring more money now. I don't understand.
No, I wanted to
one is supposed to bring, but that's where the conflict will start.
That should be the man, right? Bringing more.
No, not necessarily. Wait, let me pause you for a second.
I don't know.
Okay, let me pause you for a second. Let me let Nima jump in here.
So I wanted to answer on the Queen's example.
Yeah.
You know, there are two different societies. It's a patriarchy here.
Yeah.
The man will be looking at himself as I get on. You know, if he's not looking at himself, his family members will be asking him, are you sure you're not growing tails? Who is the man in this marriage? Because we're in a patriarchy. It's not going to sit easy. It only takes a strong-spirited person to whip that personality here. If your wife is any more than you, she must most likely live an apologetic life within your family circle.
All her life.
In Africa.
Yeah.
You know, she'll be everything they give. She'll say, this is our daddy that bought it. Because if she dares say that, I bought this thing, I thought your wife an arrogant person. If she do anything,
depends on the family.
No.
Majorly.
9 out of 10.
Where do you get this statistics from?
This is 9 out of 10. Okay, Nigerian viewers watching, call us. 9 out of 10 will say, now she buy them. Why would she have to say it? We all know these things.
So you now, as a man, will start to feel less.
Even if you don't feel less, you will not. Once they tell it to you twice, you say, you too, maybe you should tone down a little. Once they start telling you tone down a little on your success, if it's a man that comes, they'll say, blow your trumpet, you have arrived. Yeah. If it's a woman that
tone it down,
you don't say your husband.
But see, this goes back to how we are raising our men. Because I've shared this story a million times. I mean, I'm married now 11 years. For the first 4 years of my marriage, I was doing everything. And you will meet my husband, he does not look like somebody that anybody's feeding him. The conflict that it exudes, when my husband enters a room, you know when man enter. You will not even have a clue because he's standing alone, his talk, his confidence. He was raised to say, I am an alpha male. You cannot, so it depends on how we raise these men. So we raise men who feel that, because my wife is making more money for me, I'm now making you feel like less like a man. No!
You are the woman who made that possible
for him.
Exactly.
If you remind me when he comes
every day,
I clothe you, chef.
You are clipping wing.
Well, you go and tell that woman that is knocking on the door to get out. I don't want to see any of your family. If you make that house toxic, alpha male or not, he will question his existence. So when you find a woman who makes it easy, that's the thing. And a woman who dares to even say, okay, I have worked hard in some homes. They will bring that issue out. We know these things. And it's not easy for any couple that is dealing with this kind of thing here. If you are just cross border, take plane to UK and you see if you're not.
Let me go on a quick break. As I say, I have to keep reminding our viewers that we're not in any way saying this is what's happening in the home of the people we're talking about. We're just having speaking speculatively and hypothetically speaking, just in case, having different ideas. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So on the final lap of this, and again, I'd like to remind our viewers again, we're talking based on speculation and hypothetically speaking on what could have broken the marriage of Funke Akindele and her husband. Now, the last segment of part of this conversation I'd like us to talk on is that should we begin now to face the reality?
Which is?
Because the foundation of our men in Nigeria have been faulty on how they are raised. The ego is there. So is it a reality that the Nigerian woman is faced with the fact that as I get successful, as I find myself and build these big conglomerates, my husband would not be able to handle that success, and at some point he will go out the door? Or, I mean, should we begin to face that reality? Because our men already, the foundation of our men is already faulty.
I disagree that the foundation is faulty. I just think that a good woman will manage her husband that is not as successful as her and not make him feel inferior to who she is or what she is. I mean, when you start to make your husband feel, oh, you're not the breadwinner, you are this, you are useless, you are the one that will rock his foundation.
But there's some men, right, kid? You know, there's some women that even though you are richer than your husband, you do everything to make him feel good. You do everything to call him your Olori, whatever they call him. You do everything to make him feel like he's the one in charge. You tell the whole family it is him, even though it's glaring to them that it is you. But you make him feel good. But that is still not enough. These men, so no matter how you make them feel, they will still feel like it's still not my money. And that thing will still affect their ego, whether you like it or not. So women do try, especially with the Nigerian women.
Marriage is for two, it's not one person. So when the woman has to constantly make him feel good, you too, make yourself feel good, help yourself, you know. And so because we put it that way, it will seem like these women just have to live their entire life. It's painful, though, if a woman has to live her entire life trying to make somebody
feel good. Yes.
It's a lifetime career.
I'm telling you.
You will not do any of that.
Yes.
You will not grow.
So, at some point, you just hit like...
That is the one that has faulty foundation. No. The man, it's not all men that have faulty foundation now.
That's why we need to go there. You know, as you are getting married, you are not supposed to remain the person you married as. All of us, our husbands are not the men we married. They've matured. We all have also grown. So your choices, your compromises towards that marriage will continue to change. If I am married to a personality like a Funke, an alpha female, as a man, I know I have a strong woman. You know what you call it is what it is. If you call it a domineering woman, that's what she is. But if you call it, I have a strong woman, you know, whose choices I love and I respect. And, you know, those kind of positive affirmations of what she is what you will get from her. In Islam, when you marry a wife, they say there's a prayer we do. When you put your hand on her, you pray for good. Because she can be anything of both. So whatever you call into that person, that's what she is. And the same goes for the man. If you marry a man and you know that, where he's coming from is this kind of person, and you need to help him get to that point. You work at the exposures that you get for him. Let
me take this call. Look, it comes to you right here.
We must grow together,
Let me take this call from Chief Wabi White. Good morning, are you there? Hello, sir, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Muriah.
Yes, you're live.
Hi, finally. Muriah, my sister, first thing is, please, when you're calling out the number, TVC number, how we can get through to you. You're always too fast. I can't even hear. In fact, today,
I'm sorry.
I have to put it on record. I said today I must get through.
Oh, sorry.
So please, and another thing is, if it's possible, can you leave the number
on the screen?
On the TV screen.
You've told them. Okay. They've heard you now. They'll leave it on the screen.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this issue of matter on the ground, Brian, why are you always telling us you don't know the details? This matter is already online. It's already in everybody's lips. So allow us to gossip, allow us to say our mind, allow us to share it and dissect it anyhow we want. I am going to see, Nima, you always say in my mind, I don't know. My sister, no matter how you do, no matter what you do, this is Nigeria. Every typical man in this Nigeria, they have that mindset that a woman is here to dominate them. So if you try to go out of your way to give at least this is your home, you try very well to do the financial backing up. No matter one little thing you will say, they will say, it's because you're the one that's bringing this money. So that's psyche. Even if you try to pretend, I mean the man, your friends are there. Once they know that you're not doing anything, they come to your house, everything is working, new car, new distance. They're not seeing anything you're doing. They know it's from your wife. Once they see, even ordinary makeup she's wearing, this one, where they control you like this. So this is our reality in Nigeria. This is what I want to contribute, man.
Thank you very much. That's the reality. That's the truth. So even though you as a man have the confidence, your friends, the family, everybody knows, she mean like this until they do everything. It still affect your ego, whether you like it or not.
I don't know about that. Because if you're a woman and your husband is the one making all the money, and then every time the husband comes in, just say, you're a useless, good-for-nothing woman. All you do is eat my money. And he keeps telling you that.
To affect you.
It will affect you. So it can work
both ways.
What I'm trying to say is it can work both ways. What we need is a balance. And that balance is understanding of each other. Respect each other. Understand each other. And, anybody's luck can drop at any time. So all you need is to guide each other.
This is one assumption that it could be money or the success that is the cause of this problem. It could also be that it's none of
Yeah,
They are
absolutely.
Both. They are both successful. They are both doing well. They don't have money issues. It could be.
Yeah.
That is just because.
It could be other matters.
Yes, they found that they were not compatible.
Eventually.
This personality is.
No, they didn't find out. He has not agreed yet that he's not compatible.
Okay, he said
that they drove him out.
He didn't say that. Why?
still the same
He said on her insistence.
Yes.
He asked me to pass.
He didn't say that. Emma, don't read into it. Yes. He said.
On her insistence.
Actually, no.
Is the guy Yoruba? Is the guy Yoruba?
No, the guy is Yoruba. Say it in Yoruba.
Actually,
she. Only Kimalo. He didn't say that.
So let's not assume that it's just because a lot of people are saying it could be one person seems more successful, but we know that seems may not be the reality.
Yeah,
the people who have money don't look like they have money, except those ones who don't have. So it may not be money. It may be the personality issues that they're having. It may be sexual issues. It may be anything. We don't know. Nobody's telling us exactly what has happened. It may be because of you have baby mamas, you have children outside, and having this one, and
an unruly boy outside. Those are me.
You know, the past lives are coming in to affect the present. It could be a range of
absolutely. Thank you,
issues.
BC.
But I wanted to say that the reality we talk about, where a man gets intimidated with a woman's success is gradually fading off. It's with our husband's age mates. The young boys now want you to have money before they come in.
High five. You're right.
In fact, when you go on a date, I hear young girls who talk to me a lot, and they say they go on. The first thing they ask is, where are you working? How much are you earning? Because nobody wants to carry liability. They want to be sure that you can hold your own.
So that's flipped now.
It's flipped now. So that's not the new reality.
I don't agree.
Yes, I know. So what? So wait, YK. So based on what she said now, because of this our generation, this is why having this issue. The next generation now, a boy is accepted the fact that wait, you have more money than me. I'm okay.
You should have more money than me.
And I'm okay.
It's not all young boys that are saying you should have money.
YK, you'll be surprised.
My nephew, he's not asking his girlfriend to have money.
That's my day. That's one in million.
That's one nephew.
That's one nephew.
That's one nephew.
Say your own nephew. Who is your own nephew?
Take statistics. You know people talk to
Let me take this call.
Relationship coach.
Please, drink your tea. YK, drink your tea. Have a call. Who is the caller, Seth? Ify, good morning. Are you there?
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much for this topic.
Yes.
I think this takes us to the conversation of toxic masculinity.
Toxic
expectations that our society and the standards that they hold men by.
Yes.
Because the fact that the man is stay-at-home dad or the woman is the breadwinner in the family, then he's not man enough. I have friends who are non-Africans who live outside this continent who are very comfortable being the stay-at-home dad. They're the ones who do the school run, they're doing the cooking while their wives go to work, and there's peace in the home. Africans, we need to change our mindset. I've always said to people that, we live in a transitional generation, right? Because there was the way our parents had their marriages and their expectations of marriage and what culture had done to that marriage, and to families. And I felt that in this generation, we're in a space where it's okay for a woman to earn more, and then the men are okay being, understanding that their women can earn better than them. And hopefully by the time it gets to our children's generation, these things will not be a problem. But here we are, still having this conversation.
Thank you very much, Ify. You see, when my husband wasn't working, he was picking up his children, and even now that he was made, that he's not paying the school fees, paying the rent and everything, he still picks up his children at school. It didn't affect his ego. So it goes back, it also goes back to the confidence of a man.
If you were useless wives, I used to say, go and pick the children. Are you all right? Are you all right? First of all, if we first do,
you're actress.
Please. If we first do like that, he won't say anything.
Let's take a few comments. Just make it out.
You make that kind of comments. You will not have katakata with
so that I can address it.
Let's take a few comments.
Joseph Ugo says, I've been watching and I'm so disappointed at the one-sided nature of the ladies in this conversation. No matter how successful a woman is, she must be submissive to her husband. That is the crux of the matter. Enough of this liberal left-wing rhetoric. Uncle,
who did not say they should be?
Two must submit to each other.
Bound.
Funke has been through
we don't know
marriage, and she's been beaten.
Yes.
She might not be able to take another of that experience in another lifetime.
Absolutely.
So before we are saying all these things, even we that we are sitting down here, me that my husband can marry 4 wives, I've told him cheating is the deal breaker. Me, that my husband have.
So there are certain things. How will
you told us.
If you want to marry, you marry. You cannot commit zina.
They will just marry straight?
Yes, he will marry straight. He married me straight.
Oh, really? You just see somebody that pick and bring her to the house.
He saw me straight and married me, so that's the same method.
Okay.
I get it.
So everybody have their own deal breakers, and two people must submit. You must both commit to that marriage for the marriage.
I have to bring in our celebrity guest.
One person somewhere that will be making marriage.
I have to bring it up, but I think there's something that I think, like YK said the last time we had the conversation similar to that, and I'd like to reiterate it now. YK said something that, let us not be under any illusions that we're in this perfect marriage. Thank God, by God's special grace of marriage, we are, as of today, this morning, to July 1, our marriages are good.
Yes.
But anything can happen tomorrow, next tomorrow. So every woman in Nigeria, every human being must know that there is a possibility that this situation would happen. And we must prepare our minds for it. So, the factors, you successful, the fact that maybe the other room is not being done properly, or the children issues, the family, in-law issues, these are real life issues that will happen. So no woman should think as if, oh, it is Funke today, tomorrow is not me. It just might be you tomorrow. It might be you and I tomorrow. And nobody. Let us not be under any illusions.
Life can happen.
Yes, life happens to you. We made an oath, but you don't know. So we just got to prepare. I mean, I was telling somebody
How do you carry it out when it now happens? Should you be simple about
it? If we put it on social media, it's okay. If you choose to put it on social media, business.
Don't prepare for the worst. Prepare for the best. Hope for the best. And pray the worst doesn't happen.
But if it does, also understand and know.
Take it in good faith.
Take it in good faith. God bless you.
Yeah. That's it.
It happens. I have to wrap up because I want to become a celebrity, but I think I have a caller. I'll find out. Good morning. Are you there? Linda.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
How are you?
Yes.
Good morning. This is my first time calling in.
Welcome to the show.
I really enjoy you guys.
Thank you.
Anyway, this is our generation. A lot is happening, things that are not happening before. I have teenagers, men, I've been married for about 25 years. So my son is working.
Wow.
He's 24. And it's because he went on a date and he said to me, I asked her, what does she do for a living? She doesn't want to tell me. And I said, son, why are you asking her? He said, no, I want to be sure what she is doing, what she can bring. I think a lot is happening. When my husband wasn't doing anything, for 10 years, I paid the rent.
What?
I paid the bills. I fed the room. But my kids never knew. He's not even my husband's family. My husband's mother lived with him for 17 years. Nobody knew. I think it is the way the understanding between the man and the woman, and the way you're being brought up. The authority you give to your husband and the respect that makes it, we're in Africa. An African man wants to be loved and valued and respected.
But Linda, let me pause you for a second. Yeah. How long does a woman have to do that? Because that's what Nima said earlier. Yes, we can understand we can boila shiri for a period. But how long do I have to continue to boila shiri? I mean, how do you say in English?
The rest of
how do you protect?
How long does she have to?
My darling,
sacrifice?
We cannot rule Africans.
Cannot what?
Our life. We cannot rule being Africans from our life. We cannot rule Africans. He's an African man, and that is what he will be. You'll be surprised that our parents paid part of the bills in the home.
They did.
When our fathers had nothing, and we didn't know about it.
Yes, quietly.
So let's communicate. The man needs to be respected. When we started watching the man getting in and outside, screaming at him, just like the young lady said, but you're doing this in the house, you have to do this, you have to do that. That man will feel less a man. And our African man has pride. You rather move away from you than tolerate and stay with you.
Thank you so much, Linda.
The thing is that know who you are marrying in the first place. That's what I would say. Know who you're marrying and things work out. Things work out differently. Both works for you.
Thank you very much, Linda. You're right. So listen, there are different reasons. As we said again, we don't know the reasons why this marriage packed up, but we're just talking from outside in to see all the various things that could have happened. Let me bring in our celebrity guest. It would be nice to hear her views on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now is a Nigerian actress who has spent more than 2 decades in the Nigerian movie industry and is most notable for her character as Anita in 1996 movie titled called Domitilia. Welcome with us, Ada Ameh in the building. Whoop, whoop. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So we've been talking about the news that broke in the last 24 hours. That's the biggest news in Nigeria right now. Funke Akindele and her spouse, what happened. And we tried to remind our viewers that we're not here to talk about Funke because we don't know the real issues that could have broken the marriage, because we're all speaking from our own thoughts and outside. But looking at it at face value, you know, what came across to you when you heard the news yesterday?
When I heard the news yesterday, I wasn't very happy. I wasn't happy. Not very. I wasn't happy at all. Because for me, I think everybody deserves to be happy in life. And she had a failed marriage before this. And this one, when the husband came out to say that they've been separated for a while, I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I've never been married, but I think I'm in a relationship and we've been together for like 6 years now. And definitely there must be up and downs and all that, but God, that was the last thing I expected seeing yesterday.
A lot of young people are just, because I think BC mentioned that a lot of young people are worried that, okay, this thing that we all just celebrate, this nice bliss on social media, husband, wife, children, take picture, yeah. Sure. Is this thing real? Should we just have partners like YK and not... move on?
See, let me tell you something. And one of the things that we have successfully missed, parents have stopped parenting their children. You understand? And the social media is a place where everybody comes to, you know, just learn. Look, if somebody is not feeding you right, just walk away. I don't know if you understand me. It's not everything. It's not all that glitters. Like when I came in here this morning, my face was not like this.
Yeah.
And within a space of 30, 45 minutes, I'm a different person. Yes. You understand? So it's what I want you to see that I give to you. But some people are very real, and some people are mechanical. So you sometimes, I think, if you just, like, I do it all the time. I don't last so long online, on social media. I just, you know, flip through. Sometimes I don't even know what's happening in Nigeria, except I listen to news and all that. So I think...
But is marriage worth it these days? That's the question.
Marriage is a very beautiful thing.
People say that, but people keep breaking up the marriages.
Yes, because this era that we are, it's not like that of our parents.
Well, our parents didn't have successful marriages either. Many of them just managed and they faked it.
Yes, they faked it. Most especially our mothers.
So why can't we fake this time around?
We cannot fake because what we know now, we know too much.
What do we know? What do we know?
We are privileged to the Western world. Yeah. We want to live like them. You know, you can marry 10 times and it's a thing of pride.
Yeah.
You know?
I've had 3 husbands. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm on the 4th one now.
Yeah,
like Elizabeth.
So for some people want to try that pattern, and we don't have the ability to tolerate each other
anymore.
And sometimes I think that word "sorry" is very difficult now to find. And when both parties sometimes are claiming rights, it will never... Understanding is number one of it all. The ability to tolerate each other. The ability to apologize.
Tolerate, apologize.
The ability to talk through. Because, like for me, I won't lie. If we have an issue, don't sweep it under the carpet. It will not work. Because I grew up in a home, I had 5 elder brothers. I'm the 6th and the 1st daughter. My father did not give me the impression that the man is above the woman. There was nothing like that. 5 elder brothers. Wow. So I grew up in a family where everything, if today is your turn to cook, you will cook as a boy, as a man. If tomorrow is the woman's turn, she will cook. There was nothing like it was an equal right and justice thing. That was what we practiced in my home. So it is not...
So you look like someone that has that strong personality. But how do you... When things happen in your home, how do you manage it?
I try as much as possible to talk with my spouse. We talk it over. And I'll tell you, if you want it to work, because, yes, I'm an IGG person, initial grab stuff, you know. I can give you all the, you will go die today. No, not lie. But please, let's just talk about it. And if you are wrong, be able to apologize. That's all.
Because
then we move on.
Some marriages, or in relationships, some people don't know this word, sorry. They don't even... You know, African man, they'll say, no go tell you sorry, but he go buy you something. He will do something. You know? Our mothers used to say...
Boy, not do you for mouth. You go feel say sorry where you supposed to say sorry. When you supposed to buy something, you go buy something.
But what is that thing that you can't let go? Or how do you deal with things that you feel that you can't let go? I must collect my sorry. Because, you know, you mentioned now that two of you must be mature enough to...
I go back my face, I go bone now. When I bone you small, yourself, you go understand. Or I give you one attitude where you go irritate you when I know say you go pay you small. So we can't come the same level. At the end of the day, we talk about it and settle it. I believe that any quarrel between two people that can last more than 24 hours, 48 hours.
But when you are richer, let's just assume that you're very wealthy and you marry this guy that he's not as rich as you. Maybe at least he's doing something. He's not as rich as you. With your personality, do you think you can handle a man who is not rich as you?
Why not? Was it money first? The relationship was not based on how much he had or how much he has.
But he might not, you can handle it, but he might not be able to handle it. He'll feel sometimes, because when a woman talks about these things, you say, it's not a big deal. I mean, I know how to humble myself. But the man himself, no matter how much you try to humble yourself, his ego would not allow him to accept that, Ada is richer than me.
That means he's a witch. Or a wizard.
Now, you just talked him. You did the final one. Now
yes, because when they are raising their daughters, they don't raise their daughters to go to a man's house and be suppressed. You see men talk to their daughters. You see men give confidence to their daughters. They pay through school, make sure that the child is well raised, has everything. They are not praying that the daughter will go to a house and not be allowed to flourish or be successful higher than the man. That's not the prayer. But when it comes to another person's daughter, you don't want her to shine because you feel I am the man. You are a witch. There is nothing wrong. He said in the scriptures, he blessed them male and female. And when you come together as spouses, you are supposed to be working for a team. Anybody's blessings can come first. You just accept that it's her turn.
So he accepts. You see, the problem is that as a man, I have accepted that you're richer than me. Okay. I am okay with it. Okay. But these my friends, the way they look at me, the community, the friends, the way the family, they look at you.
I think the problem we have is because we listen and we care too much about what people say.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is my business with you? What's it? The only time that we have an
Let's talk reality.
If you know me, you will know. Anybody that is watching us, that is listening to this program, will know that if Ameh says this one, that's how it is. I don't need to pretend about it. My spouse have been out of job for a while because of the nature of the kind of job we're doing. Maybe he's not been able to find his feet 100%. Does not mean that is no longer the man.
Absolutely.
That's not true, sir. That's not true. But because this relationship failed, we don't know what happened. And like I said, and I'm still saying it, God knows is the truth. I'm not pretending about it. I am not happy about it at all.
Absolutely.
Ada,
yes, ma'am.
You know what? When they say he's not a man, and she's the man, woman na woman, man
na man.
Your biological is. I don't know how a woman can now decide that she's a man. When she don't get.
I hear some people say, I've been the father and the mother of my child. It is okay. For we that were single parents, I've heard a lot of people come out to say that. And I frown at it because you can never be the man. You can never be the father. You can take responsibility. But you can never be a father and a mother at the same time. It's not true. You can be the one that is taking sole responsibility of that child. It's okay.
Let me take this call from Bankole. Bankole, are you there? You're live.
Yeah, I'm there.
Go ahead, please. Bankole, you're live. Go ahead, please. Talk to me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm watching. I'm seeing that I'm not connected online.
You are talking to me. You're listening to the TV. Talk to me. You have to
okay. Yeah, we are well done.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying your program and you are doing well.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. I'm talking. Are you hearing me now?
Turn off your TV.
Please cut that phone. Yes. So, I mean, I want to also just be as real as possible because I know a lot of women are in that situation where they are wealthier and they are doing well. Their husbands are also accepted. Many men today have also accepted, okay, you are richer than me, no problem. But the real problem is not that all the friends are talking about abusing them, but even the way people look at them. Because it is clear, no, listen, now let us be realistic. It is clear that you are in your husband, you are in your wife's house. It is clear that the car you're driving, your wife bought it for you. When you go out, you always feel like, are they abusing me? Am I the one? Am I their topic of conversation? So men feel that way.
Why are you not confident in yourself? Why are you denying your truth? Your truth is your wife is richer than you.
Yes.
She's a successful woman.
Yes.
This is your truth. Get comfortable in your truth. Tell the people that are looking at you your own truth. Abib, they don't cause you fish.
See, let me tell you.
That's where we have to enter. Yes.
In some cases, do you know that the extent that women can go, some women are actually 10 times richer than their husband.
Yeah.
Nobody on the face of this earth will know. And the husband is the one that is, that is bossing around as if he's the owner of all the monies.
But those women get tired of pretending. They get to a point where
it's not pretend. So to you, it sounds or looks like pretend. Because if, for instance, now but for those people that cares to listen, for those people that cares to listen, it will be like they are pretending. But if you don't care to listen, what the next person is saying, be it from the family, from friends, from neighbors, from the whole community.
But like Nima said, we own your truth. I'll come to that. I want you to address that. Let me take James first. James, are you there?
Yeah.
You're live. Go ahead, please. Yes.
I love all of you, especially Nima and you, Mara, particularly.
Thank you,
Now, I want to contribute. We are all equal before God. Now, I married my wife when I was 35.
Okay.
She was 24. You can see the gap, the age gap.
Okay, 9 years.
I have never, ever used my hand like this. Or even used, maybe I may shout at her, but I have never fought aggressively.
Yes.
And when I married her, I saw that she was far back educationally. I encouraged her. She did whatever she can do. She became a nurse. She became a midwife. She's a big woman now. And she doesn't show. She doesn't disrespect me. And me too. I don't disrespect her. We all agree. Even sometimes when we disagree, she will be the first person to beg. And when I'm seriously angry, I will go out. By the time I come back home, everything will have come down. Therefore, we should see ourselves as helpers to each other. We must agree that we may disagree. We must also agree to agree. So that is the way I see it. If you want to marry someone.
Thank you so much, Mr. James.
So I wanted to add to what Nima has said, that everything is but the interpretation you give to it. Everything in life is your interpretation, because we see life from our different perspectives. So you are the one looking at his eye and saying, the way this man is looking at me today, that man may be looking blankly. He's thinking of the school fees he wants to pay for his own children. He's not even reasoning you, but the way the eye was positioned when you passed, maybe you don't notice saying, my wife buy this thing where I wear. See the way, did you hear the tone he used to address me? He did not even put, you are the one reading unnecessary meaning to it. If we can focus on ourselves and focus on our past. In fact, there's a part of the scriptures in Proverbs that said, if you listen too much to what people say, you will hear your servants insulting you. We are always listening to
in
what
this Bible.
people yes, in this Bible, Proverbs. You're always listening to what people will say, how they will look at you. How it's none of your business.
But let's go to what Nima said.
Because people who eavesdrop.
We hear what they're supposed to hear.
Okay, wait. Can we go to where Nima said that men owning this truth? Can Nigerian men accept and own it? Hey, my wife bought me clothes for me. Okay, what's the big deal? Let me the house I live in. Let me come to you, Adam.
There are some men that lives like that.
And they're okay.
Like what she just said. Listen, if you keep a deaf ear, you don't care what the next person is saying, you won't have hypertension. You won't have problem.
At all.
I don't know if you understand.
At all.
You will not have any problem at all. Because some of them, you are better off than them, actually.
They want to be in your
just seeing, they want to even be in your shoes.
Yes,
they are even jealous of you. Because some of them, they don't even have, their wives don't even have. Are you not better off if one person, maybe the wife has more than the husband, than somebody that doesn't have anything at all?
Cover your secret in the house.
Can I take some tweets, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Dan Uwa says, my opinion on this topic is that understanding is key in marriage, whether it is the husband or the wife shouldering the responsibility of the family. Thank you, ladies, and happy.
Let's assume his other room is the problem in this marriage.
Special edition.
What if his other room that is the problem in this marriage?
When we talk another thing, me, I don't feel last for this place.
But
I can't do any else. I can't do any else for so long. Do you know why? No, seriously. Because I am pained. Truly. I'm not pretending. I'm not giving you an impression that is not real. I am pained. I am not enjoying the conversation, truly. Because, Kai. It's not, I don't know. Funke is like a younger sister to me. Not like she is a younger sister to me.
Yeah. So.
Okay? And I don't ever wish her this. Absolutely. Even my enemy that I don't know. So I don't even want to. This is not something that.
Okay, but we also assume this life. I'm just realizing that in this life, because we don't have an idea of how our path is supposed to unfold, we assume that when things happen, that they have happened for the wrong reasons. Or they are negative.
No, that time.
It could be
for the better.
For the better. It could be that this is a crossroad that she has to take to move on to her next level.
Yes.
And even for the man. So let's not always paint, it doesn't work out, it's bad. You go for the job interview, you don't get it, it's bad. You are sacked in your office, it's bad.
It is good. See,
for our Artsy Thursday, we always love Thursdays. We are joined by Festus Adeyemi with some of his alluring art pieces right here with me on the couch. Now, he is, well, very interesting artist is what you are.
Of course, yes.
Thank you. Let's put you so.
Okay.
So, we have very miniature. I'm used to the huge kind of arts when we art pieces when we have our art display, but today we have these very miniature type of arts. And I would first of all like to know what they're called, what this design is.
Yeah, actually they are miniature of the big work. My works are site-specific works.
Okay.
They're research work.
Okay.
You know, I'm a research candidate at Loughborough University, United Kingdom.
Oh, nice, grand.
Yeah, I'm on my research 3. And I'm having my field work now, which is also doubling as a campaign for the reuse, the recycling, and the repurposing of waste in Lagos.
So you're one of those people who actually turn rubbish into art.
Beautiful. So, but in a research way, in a unique way.
Nice.
You know, yeah. So the work you see here, they are pictures actually, and they
How big are these art?
How
big are they?
Yeah, as big as.
Take this, for instance. Let's
yeah, majority of them are as big as this.
The entire span of this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's no wonder you couldn't bring them into the studio. How would we have fit them in?
Yeah, I would have, and it rained today.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the material that you use. Exactly what kind of materials do you use? You call them recyclable material, but give us an idea exactly.
Yeah. Some of my materials are used upcycle, meaning that they are used directly, you know. So, some of them are broken down, which we call melting. You know, I break them down with my solvent.
Okay.
You know, they are waste, you know, like polystyrene.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the grab and go, I brought it down. The grab and go, what we call take-away plates.
Oh, okay, the paper one.
The take-away plates, the one, the one we used to eat, with colors.
Yeah.
I break them down and turn them to my colors.
Okay, so we have a couple of material and also pieces being displayed on the screen right now.
Yeah.
So are you saying that the source material for these pieces here are melted down or recycled material?
They are all recycled materials. No color, no what we call traditional colors or the conservative colors. The colors are gotten from our environment. And it's also a campaign for a reuse of most of these materials that are littering around Lagos.
Okay, so I'm going to come to that environmentalist type perspective in a moment. I want to talk about these pieces that we have here. I know they're replicas, they're representations of the real artwork. But let's talk about this now. What is this exactly?
Okay. On canvas, a picture of the bigger works. So they are reduced into miniature. They are reduced to, say, 4 size.
Yeah.
You know, and they are laminated with polystyrene.
I can see that.
Broken down polystyrene instead of glass. You know, we used to glass in there. So this acts as a glass. So when water touches it, it's not going to get wet, and it's protected.
All right. So now that's this. But the artwork itself, what's the theme? What's it called?
Yeah.
What does it signify?
This is called what I call lockdown couples.
Lockdown couple.
Yeah, lockdown couples. So it was done during the pandemic. Yeah. So you know, to encourage Lagosians to stay at home, you know, and avoid party of the weekend.
The result of that staying at home now, they now have another pandemic baby. Now you've cost them school fees. Okay, let's take a look at another one here now.
Yeah, okay.
If you ask me what this was, I'd say this represents Lagos. I don't know, I might be wrong.
Yeah,
am I
plastic
correct?
world.
Exactly.
This actually is the map of the world, and then I have some Lagos mainland sceneries.
Exactly.
With water flowing, trying to locate the
escape point.
Yeah, where the water will flow, the flow. So all the water, like during first today now, you see all the plastic, polystyrene. You know,
you say these artworks are outside the country, or are they in the country?
Yeah, so like this one now, I produced this one during my research work in UK, and it's a big work. So it's not something like...
it's not mobile.
Yeah, but the world, what I'm doing now, I don't know if I can talk about...
Go ahead, let's hear it.
July 7th, next week, Thursday, I'm going to have what we call art intervention. And the art intervention is I'm intervening into waste usage, the usage of waste, and using this opportunity to encourage colleagues, fellow artists, and to be using waste,
as their medium.
As their medium and media, yeah. There's something to work with. And of course, to solve the problem of material shortages in our schools. I've been working, I'm a lecturer at Federal College of Education, Technical Coca, for quite some time now, 20 years,
Wow.
So I know what students pass through. And knowing fully well that we have waste all around, that can be reused. And this can serve as an alternative to the traditional, or what we call conventional, colorants, that acrylic campaigns and...
So your art has a movement, it has a purpose. Yeah. However, I would like to believe that you sell your art as well.
Yeah, but right now I'm in the research. I'm in the field now.
So you don't want to sell. You don't want to.
Well, I need money. I need money, but I'm presenting an alternative that is cheaper.
Yeah.
Easy to do, so that creative work can continue.
Okay. Let's take a look at that one you have there.
Okay, yeah.
Corner there. What is this exactly?
This one is like also a miniature. This was done with the broken down of, this grab and go, what we call here, takeaway plates.
Yeah.
After melting it down, so you pour it. And
so it becomes like liquid.
It becomes a paint. It becomes paint. And it's I've done some of these things over more than a year ago, and the color remained the same. So I use it to write, like we see now.
I can see that.
I use it for line works. I also use it like I'm using the paints, and it flows, and it's safe, and it's there. It's permanent.
Okay, so what is this form of art called exactly? I think I missed that in the beginning. What would you call this kind of art? It's recycled, abstract type. It has an entire spirit of its own. It's very different from most of the art that I see.
Yes, it's recycling waste. It's recycling waste for the purpose of producing works, and it doesn't really have a
specific name.
But it's recycling. It's what I call an intervention. Intervening into colors, into traditional colors, usage.
Well, sir,
presenting an alternative. to colors, to colorants.
I would like to say that these are fantastic pieces. Unfortunately, that we can't move them inside of the studio like that one there.
It's a big,
That's a couple of
they are plastics and all the things that destroy or disturb whatever the environment, or we throw away carelessly. You know, so these are brought into my work.
I think you are a superhero. We just don't know that yet. If you're working to help recycle the entire world and bring a saner environment for everybody, then you should be congratulated.
Thank you very much.
Celebrated. Yeah. Thank you, sir, for coming over for art display. We would love to see these. If you give us the address, we'll go there just to see them and also push. Yeah, you were going to say something real quick?
I'm going to. The intervention is actually taking place at Federal College of Education Technical. Federal College of Education Technical, Akoka.
The thing that you are talking about is very true. But you know, first of all, if any of us here have gone through, have been heartbroken before, you understand why I said it's not a place I don't want to, I would love to dwell for long. Okay, because as we're talking about it, it's very easy. But if I were to be in her shoes, I don't know how down I would have been. You understand?
So, we have to wrap up on this, but I think this her.
Take more tweets.
Okay, let's take a few tweets.
Emi says, this topic is very interesting, but you ladies are taking it on one side. Take, for example, if it's the man that does everything in the house, sweeping, doing school runs, cooking, being the breadwinner of the house, yet the woman still tells the man he's not doing it.
Nigerian man now be here. He go sweep house for you, then he go carry picky for school. Then you go sorry.
But they happen for some places.
If you ask me, I'd say these media socialites should learn to limit their exposure to the public. They overshare, and when trouble looms, it becomes public discussion. I admire Funke Akindele and wish her
yes, I think we can wrap up on that.
Wasn't in the public like this.
So the truth is that, I mean, Funke is somebody that is a friend of the house. She's a friend of somebody that we're not here to laugh, and we're not trying to put her on the spot. No. That's why I said we try to say that we don't know all the story. It could be different reasons. We're just looking at it on face value and say what kind of lessons we can learn, because everybody's experience can be a lesson to others. I'd like to wrap up on this, but let's come to Ada. How are you doing? What are you up to? What's going on in your world?
Fine.
What are you working on?
I'm still on the Johnsons.
Nice. We love the comedy.
I remember my father, the first film he bought was Domitila.
Really?
And so now that everybody is now doing, they've repeated the Glamour Girls. They've done, what's the other one?
Make the Pretty Serpent.
They've done all of them.
Living in bondage.
How would you feel if they did a remake or whatever of Domitila? And would you love to be a part of it? Because I remember your character.
Definitely. I would love to.
I can't wait to see that.
I pray soon.
Is it in the works?
I pray soon.
You're a very controversial woman. We don't want to enter your controversy, but what I mean,
what's in it for us? Just
like
what's happening.
You don't want to release Domitila is in the pipeline.
I'm not the producer now. I'm not the executive producer.
Thank you. You have given me something to work with.
Okay, BC, go ahead.
Aside from the Johnsons, we don't see you that much in other regular movies.
I do.
Okay.
I still do. I still do.
You have time from...
Yes, if I have a job, all I just need to do is just give Native Media, that's the production house that owns, that are doing the Johnsons. You send a mail to them, maybe a month, and tell them the duration of time. If they are comfortable with it, if they can work within that period, they will give you, the chance.
How has it been, because you've been in the profession for years, and how has it been easy? Is it, do you find it more difficult as you get older? Do you think, I don't want to do acting again, or it's just in your blood?
It's in my DNA now, as far as I'm concerned, because something that you've done for 26 years, and it's like part of your life. Every day you wake up and you aspire, you still pray for, like this morning, I remember we were praying for something new, something bigger, something better. Except you die. If not, there is no retirement in this business. Yeah. If it's in your DNA, you do it till the rest of the end.
You said recently that you had some mental issues. Is that correct? What's that about?
I had depression, max depression. I've been depressed for some years. Yeah. And it became very worse when I lost my daughter in 2020. Oh. And sometimes...
So sorry to hear that.
Sometimes I wake up and... we practically grew up together. I was 14 when I had her. So she was more like my younger sister. And my friend, she was my best friend, and I just saw my world crumbled before me.
Yes, we understand.
I'd lost 3 of my sisters before that time, and each of them had like three children. I'd lost like 3 of my brothers and my father. So after burying all these people, then my daughter, my younger sister that died last, she died in 2018. She was a footballer. She was one of our female coaches. She was one of the assistant coaching on the 19 female national team. And after she died, I thought I was going to be the next. I don't know. But when my daughter died, my world crumbled before me. And then sometimes I see myself for days. I could cry for days. And I've been in and out of hospital.
Let's talk about this.
But wait, I'll come to that. But do you think the experience you've had can give you strength to help other people who might be going through this? Because this is an opportunity, especially that when people go through this kind of situation, they use it as a strength to help others who are going through it right now.
Definitely. I get DMs almost every day for people. Some people say they want to commit suicide, and I ask them why. After burying seven family members, and my daughter joined the 8th, became the 8th of them. You know what that means? I died 1,000 times. So if I see anybody that is going to say, one of the advice I'll give to them first, talk to a doctor.
Okay.
I used to get professional help. I used to go to Calabar before now because, you know, Nigeria were very funny. When you say you have mental issue, they just assume that you are running mad. Yeah. It could be schizophrenia, it could be depression, and it could be anything, you understand? Bipolar, it could be bipolar, and all that. So I used to leave Lagos to Calabar to get medical attention until recently got a doctor in Lagos. It was very messy. It was very bad. God just helped me.
Fantastic. You look good, though.
Thank you very much.
I see your friendship with Empress, and I see how much Empress does every of it, because I follow you. I follow her as well. And what she does, how she tries to, you know, be your strength or your shoulder that you can lean on.
Empress is not my friend, though. She's my younger sister. Because we've known each other for more than 23 years. Yeah. And we've been family friends. The mom calls me. Empress does not even show me love like her mother. Mother will call me and pray for me. She knows my birthday. She will remember. She will call me and everything. Right. She's more like she's a sister. And when it was time to show that, yes, she's supposed to be there for me. Right. And she was there. She's always there. Like recently, she came to Lagos after leaking one of our conversations, because me, I don't know how to use phone, but I like big phone. After leaking our conversation, she came to the house. She spent some days with me, and we prayed and talked and tried to encourage me once again. And we're getting better by the day.
How has your colleagues been supportive?
Oh, my colleagues, they've been beautiful. Like last year when Empress and my guy, they did that surprise birthday for me. Come and see calls now. Come and see calls. Come and see calls. Not just calls, cash gifts. People were giving me gifts. My colleagues were everywhere. They were just there for me, including Funke Akindele, Inedo. I cannot start mentioning names. They were all there. They were calling Chigol. They were sending money like that. Wow. They were there for me, Yabo Ojo. They were just there. Fantastic. They were there. They were just there. Then my colleagues on the Johnsons, my executive producer, because I know there was a time that I was away for 3 months, and they were going to be, they were still paying me. They were just there for me. They were just there. Fantastic. They were there. And my followers, because sometimes when I open my phone, the kind of prayers I hear and everything. Fantastic. I never knew Nigeria. I never knew the world loved me like this.
Fantastic. But God, happy. We're happy to hear that. And we'll continue to hope and strength that God will give you strength and pray for your strength. Because I believe that, you know, all things work together for good. I know that God is going to help you through this journey. Amen. So I can help millions of other people who might walk this journey so that they can have the strength that you have so far. Thank you very much, Ada, for joining us on the show.
It's my pleasure.
That's all we can take on the show today. Concerning Funke Akindele, as I said, one was important to note that we don't know the full story. We only discuss it based on the face value and just hope that she can have peace and the man also can have some kind of peace. And the children, who are the most important in this entire equation, find some kind of peace in this. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now.